So, so last time this is what we have done. We have created a function called as Gauss Ellie, and we have the pivot operation. Then we have upper triangular. Just a moment, huh? Yeah, hello. Okay, so this was the step. Now we have to think about upper triangular. So how we are going to go about the upper triangular form. Okay. So already I told you that the logic of both pivoting and upper triangular is same. Okay. In pivoting we exchange the rows, whereas in upper triangular we perform certain mathematical operations. Okay. So that operation we have to do it. So logic almost, this is what is the logic. This logic remains the same. So it's not going to change at all. Okay. So we'll go one more time that logic. Okay, so now again I write I have A00, A01, A02, A10, A11, and of course A12, A20, A21, A22. So this is my coefficient matrix, and I have the variable matrix x0, x1, x2, and then I'll be having c0, c1, c2. This is my constant matrix. So in case of pivoting, what we do, we compare this and this. Okay, and we exchange depending upon the decision. If this is smaller, so we exchange the rows. Here in this case, with the help of this, I have to make this 0. Okay, so with the help of this, I have to make this 0. So that means this is my reference row. I labeled it as R1. With the help of this row, I'll make A10 as 0, and I call this as the operating row denoted by variable k. Here I will use variable I, and operating row I use variable k, and I can call this as a some row ck. Okay, or k is equal to always I plus 1. It is not always greater than 1. So I can call this as a comparative row. So basically I need to work with R1 and C2, or I can say it's a row number 2, row 0, row number 0 and row number this. Okay, so I just label this as 0, R0. Okay, so this becomes C1. Fine. So basically what, now using a reference row on operating row, this element we have to make 0. Okay, so we need to find out how we can make this 0. Then we need to perform operation using this onto this. Then using this, I need to perform the operation onto this, and finally this becomes turned out to be 0. Okay, then similarly using this, I need to perform the operation on this. So basically I am performing the operation now mathematically instead of exchanging the rows. Okay, so that mathematical operation we have to see. Now, after doing that, the next task is, with the help of this, I have to make this 0. That is this one. A2 0, I have to make 0. So once this is 0, again I need to perform some multiplication and mathematical operation so that this becomes 0. Similar way, using this, I have to also perform the operation on this, and using this, I have to also perform the operation on this, and using this, I have to perform the operation on this. So what I can see here in this case, initially my reference row I will be always 0, and then what I am going to do, I am going to vary the value of k, which will be equal to I plus 1, initially 1, and then finally the k is going to become 2. So my operating row will start from 1 to 2. This is what is the stuff that what we are going to do it. Okay, so for this we will start writing the same logic as already we have written. Okay, so I just go ahead. So I just copy this function. Okay, this is the pivot function, and I just paste this, and I call this as an upper function. Okay, because the logic will be almost similar. Okay, so I call this as an upper function, and what I require this. Okay, so this is what is my logic. So I equal to 0, it will go to second last row, n minus 1 less than n minus second last row, and this will go up to the last row. Okay, so always comparative row will go last, and the reference row will be a second last row. So this is what the logic what we have seen till now as far as this logic is concerned. Now we have to find out how it is going to be my multiplying factor that I need to see. Okay, okay, so I am very well aware of what is happening. So I am very well aware of that my multiplying factor m. How do I get it? I get m as a10 divided by a00. So this is my multiplying factor, and my R2 is going to change. So that is row number 2. Okay, is going to change. So instead of this R2 now, I will use terminology R1. R1 is going to change because I am starting from 0. So R1 is going to change. R1 minus m. So m is this factor, that is this always go in numerator and this always go in denominator. M into the value of R0. Okay, so this is what the operation we are going to do. So if you are aware of this operation number 1, so just type 1 please. चलो लवकर फास्ट. Okay, so again here in this case what we are able to notice that denominator will always be a diagonal element. So this is always diagonal element, so therefore M I can write as AII. Why I? Because I am using a reference row element, so this is I. Okay, and in numerator, if I see, the column of this will be always column of this. Okay, so therefore I write I as a column because the column is going to be same, and this belongs to my this row, so that is my comparative row, and which is denoted by variable k. So this is how I am going to get the M equal to AKI by AII, because the denominator always diagonal element will be there. When I need to perform the operation on row 2, so row 2 will be again equal to row 2 minus M into R0. Okay, but here in this case, my M will be A20 and it will be A00. So it is always a diagonal element, and that is represented by AKI upon AII. So I will be 0 and K will keeps on changing. So if you remember, I will be 0 and K will keep on changing from 1 to 2. So you get K10, this remains 00, and you get K20 and A00. So I still remains the 0, only the K is changing. So this is how we are going to get the operation. So for this we will write a code. It's a simple operation, so that already we have seen. Okay. So I have to make that 0. So I need to perform the operation on each column. Column by column I have to go it. Okay. So I just cannot use I as a reference row and K as an operating row. I need to perform the operation on all the columns. Okay. So before that I need to find out M. So how do I find out M? M is equal to A of KI divided by A of II. So this is how I got the value of M. And then now once I got it, each element I have to subtract. Okay. Each element. So from this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to, so it's a time to vary the column, and therefore I start writing a code to vary the column. So for J equal to, it will start from the first column, it will go up to last column. Okay, and the increment will be by 1. Okay, and what operation I have to do? That is R1 minus. Okay, so it is like A K J. Okay, A K J. So A K J is which element? K is 1 and J is 0. Okay, so I just write it over here. So it will help you. Okay, just a moment. So if this is the operation, this operation I have to do it. Okay, so how do I write this? As A K J is equal to A K J minus M into A I J. Okay, so the meaning is this. Okay, so K is now my 1, so this is 1 0 because J starts from 0. So this is 1 0 minus M. So whatever the value of M, that will be there, and this will be I will be 0 because I always state it is 0 0, and J is also 0. So you can see this operation has been performed, which I was looking after. Okay, the next time what I have to do, I have to vary the value of J. Okay, so what I am going to get is A11. So K remains the 1 because I am changing the J, is equal to A11. So J is changing minus M into I remains the 0 and J is changing 1. So what operation I am getting it here in this case is this operation. Okay. So these are the operations. So in this way, if I vary the J again, so I get the another operation. Okay. So I can call this as equation number 2. So if you have understood 2, how the j is going to vary and change the operation, you can type 2 please. Okay. So so AKJ is equal to AKJ minus M into A of I J. So this is what the operation I am doing. So as J varies, all the column operation has been done. Now I need to do the operation on this C0 and C1. So this operation is remaining. So I just write down this operation as already you are aware of what we are trying to do it. Okay. So that will be Ck, because Ck is going to change. Okay. And that will be minus M into C of R. So this is how it is going to work. So in this way the constant matrix has been changed. Okay. Now once this task has been finished, okay, this task has been finished, all the j has been changed, okay, the time is to vary the value of k. Okay, so if I see here now, okay, so if I change the j again, I will get this third operation, okay, and then I will also get the C operation that is I have done. Now it's time to, because if you remember the loops are like this. So this is I, then I have K, and then I have a J. So J has finished. Now it's time to change the value of K. So if you remember, these are the loops. So I, then I have K, and then I have a J. Okay. So my J is finished, so my K will change. Okay. So if you remember, initially at this step, my I was 0 and K was 1, because K has to be greater than I by 1. So now my K has changed. So K has become 2 now. Okay. So because of that, the first thing what I am going to get, J again initialized to 0. Okay, so I am going to get AKJ is equal to AKJ minus M into AIJ. So for this I am going to get 20, okay, is equal to A20. J again started with 0 minus M, whatever I am already getting it. Okay, so I am using this formula, so there is no issue about M what I am going to get, into A of, so I still is 0, so I still is 0 and J still is 0. So this is what operation I got it. So A20 equal to A20 minus M into A00. So that means I got these operations. Okay, so this operation I got it. Okay, so these two variables I have subtracted, A20, A00. Okay, now if I change the value of J again, because again the inner loop is J is going to change. So what operation I am going to get? I am supposed to get this and this. Again I change this and finally this and this. Okay, so that is what the role of J is going to happen. Okay, you can put the value of J you could immediately see that I'm going to have A21 is equal to A21 M into A01. Okay, so this is, if you see this value carefully, so A01 and A21, these are the two values. Okay, A21 and A01 into M. So in this way my J is going to vary. Okay, so now what has happened, this is done and K has reached to 2, because K becomes 2 and K cannot go beyond 2 because the 2 is my limit. So therefore now it's time to change the value of I. So initially I was 0 and now I becomes 1 because I am incrementing the I of value 1. So again I write it over here, AKJ is equal to AKJ minus M into AIJ. So if I set a value of I is equal to 1, the K automatically becomes 2 because K is always greater than I by 1 and the J will be reset to again 0. So therefore what I get here, A 2 0, okay, A20 is equal to A20 minus M. M will be again, that is taken care by diagonal element. So this is what is going to happen. Okay, M. So that will be always there. So if you could check out, K is 2 1 divided by A11. So this is my pivoted element. That is how I get the M. Okay. Now this will be A. So I becomes 2, I becomes 1. So 1 0. So this is what the operation I am going to get it. So means I am talking about now these two operations. Okay, because this is my pivotal value. Now I'm interested in making this 0. Okay, then this operation I will do, and then finally this operation I will do. Okay, so ultimately I will be having 0 here, then 0 here, and then 0 here. So this is what I am trying to achieve with the help of this. Okay, so the logic is very clear. So if you have understood the upper triangular form, you can type U, please. So this finishes the logic. One, there are 26 students. If you have a difficulty, you can ask me, please. Okay, so let it be. So this is the logic. So I just hit save first. Okay, and then I just reload this. So yesterday's problem I am not having, so I have taken new problem. So this is my A matrix. Okay, this is my C matrix, Now let's do the first pivoting operation. So I can directly call pivot because I have created that functionality just like. So since I can call this Gauss LE, I can also call the pivot function directly also. So I'm just calling a pivot function. Okay. So this was the array. So I just put down like this. So everybody can see this is 135, 324, 211, 274. So I do pivoting. Okay. So once I do the pivoting, I can have A one more time and C one more time, and then I can check it. So A I got 3, 2, 4. So it has been pivoted. If you see, so this 3 has gone up. Okay. So it has been pivoting has been done. So similarly also C matrix has been changed, that is 7, 2, 4. Now I want to go with upper. So I type upper and A comma C. Okay, so once I do this and I type A, okay, and I type C, so I'm getting error. Okay, so why error I don't know, but here in this case this upper has done. This is I suppose correct one. I need to verify whether this is correct or not, but here I am getting a problem. Okay, so let's see what is that problem. So Ck equal to Ck minus M into Ci. Okay, so it has to be Ci. So I just forgot the to use this term. Okay, so I hit save. I just reload it. Assign C. Assign A. Go for pivot and go for upper. Okay, so now I can check the value of A and I can check the value of C. Okay, this is C and where is A? So A is coming correctly, so it is upper triangular form. C has also come correct. Okay, so these are the values which are coming. Now the only task remaining is the back substitution. Okay, so that is what we have to do it. So now let's build the logic of back substitution. Okay, so fair enough. So now I have A00, A01, A02, this is 0, this is 0, A11, A12, this is 0, A22. So this is what I have right now in upper triangular form. Here I have x0, x1, x2 is equal to C0, C1, C2. Okay. So let's leave the last value as it is. So we'll not bother about coding this. Okay. So I can say my x2. Okay, x2 will be equal to C2 divided by A22. So this is correct. So I can call this as equation number A. Okay. So if you know the equation A, please type A. Yeah. So we'll not bother about this. Okay. So now I go with x1. So how I get x1. Okay. So I'm going with the second last row. So if you remember, this is my I is equal to 2. Okay. And then I is equal to 1, and then finally I'll be going with I is equal to 0. So I is decrementing. Okay. So I is decrementing. So it will start with last row and it will go to the first row. So that is the change we have to observe. Is equal to x1 is equal to, I write c1 minus, okay, so that will be a12 x1, okay, divided by a11. This is what is my x1. So here in this case, what I am observing, that the denominator is always diagonal. Okay, so I can use aii in the denominator. That is very clear. So I can use xi for this. Okay, and then in denominator I can use I. Okay, so from this, just I would like to make a conclusion that this will be xi, okay, is equal to ci. So because these are same, c2, x2, so this is ci minus. So minus what we are going to do, that later on we will see. And in the denominator I will be having a always diagonal element aii. Okay, so that's 1. So this is very clear. Now what is going to be subtraction? So we will see it later on. Similarly, I have x0 is equal to c0 minus a01 x1 minus a02 x2 divided by a00. That's very clear. So I get right, xi is equal to same thing, which is equal to ci minus. Now there are two terms. Here it was one term only, and in the denominator I have the term always a00, that is the diagonal. So I can label at aii. Okay. So now what I am observing here in this case, that this is I, this is I, this is I. Okay. Now what about this? This is also I, because I is 0. This is also I, because I is 0. Okay. And what about this? These two are different. So let us write this first. AI. Okay, I don't know about this. They are same, but presently I don't know. Okay, but this is I. First index is I always. AI into there is one suffix which is required here. Okay, so I just leave that as it is, and then I write x, and again one more suffix is there, that I also leave it, minus ai, one more suffix is there, that I leave it, x, and one more suffix is there, that I leave it. Similarly here in this case, if I see, this is I, so minus ai, this is very clear. Okay, but suffix is there which I leave it, and then I have, just a moment, I just made a mistake here. x0, x2. This is x2, okay, here. This is incorrect. This is not x1, because x1 we are trying to find out. Okay, and this variable is x2, because x1 we are trying to find out. So this is x2, x2 is no. So this is some suffix is there, and then I have x and some suffix is there. Okay, so now we need to think about these values. Okay, so now I can use variable j for this. Okay, I can use variable j for this. So this will be j equal to 2. But what's going to be value of j? That is what is the question. So I can label this as a aij. This is xj. This is also aij. This is xj. This is j, and this is j. Okay. But what's going to be value of j? So j here in this case I found to be equal to 2. And j here in this case found to be 1. So it is from 1 to 2. That is 1 to last row. Okay. And here from 2 to last row. So 2 is itself a last row. So how do I decide from where the j is going to start? So for that we need to think about what is the value of I. Okay. So if you see, the value of I here in this case is 1. So therefore j is 2. So I can say my j will always starts as I plus 1. Now here in this case, if I see, my value of I is 0, and therefore my j here starts at is equal to 1 because it is I plus 1. So that is how I say j is equal to I plus 1. So if you got the concept of j equal to I plus 1, you can type j equal to I plus 1. Please, fast, quickly. You can type this equation if you understood this. So basically now what I have to write is xi is equal to ci minus aij xj. Okay, this is what I have to do it, and I have to go with the some looping scenario. Okay, so I can write this summation sign over here. I can write the summation sign over here, which will be from j equal to I plus 1 to j will go to the last. This is what actually I have to do it, and then I'll be having a one more loop where I will start from last row. Okay, I'm going backwards, last row to the first row. So this is how I'm going to go. Okay, so this logic I have to put it. So it's a two loop logic that is going to work out. So how do? I say I is equal to 2 to 0. So this is my first loop, which will be my outer loop. I will say sum equal to ci because I don't want physically ci to change, so I store in variable ci. Then I use another loop. Okay, so I use starts from j. It has to be greater than 1, and it will go up to the last row. And the operation I need to perform is sum equal to sum minus. So this loop I have to shorten. Okay, I'll write this loop again. Sum equal to sum minus. I can call this as a aij and xj. Okay, so it's a loop. Okay, so depending upon whether the second last row or last row, either the only one term will be added, or the both two terms will be subtracted, because it is a loop. Subtract this, subtract this. What is come? Sum is initially ci. Okay, so this from the ci, either 2 times will be subtracted or 1 time, depending upon the what's going to be value of j. Okay, so once that is done, your x of I is equal to, because this sum contains now numerator. Okay, this is what we have done in this, and I just need to say AI, so I will get the value of xi. Okay, so this is what is the basic, the logic of what I can say of back substitution. Okay, so this is what we are trying to work out with the code. So I go with function. So I label that function as back equal to a comma c comma x, because x I will be getting it. Okay, so I'll need again this logic of number of equation. So I just put it that logic to be here, and then for var. So use var because it's just define the variable. So wherever I miss out, you just keep adding that one. So it's a good sign. Var I is equal to n minus 1. Okay, so that is the last row. Then I'll be having I greater than equal to 0. Okay, that is the first row, and then I'll be decreasing value of I by 1. Instead of incrementing, I'll be decreasing. So it will 2, 1, 0. In this way, this will decrease. Okay. Now I need to have some variable. Okay. So I call it var sum is equal to c of I. So this is what I want. Okay. And then for j equal to, so j will start from I plus 1. Okay, j should be less than n, so it should not, column should not go beyond the number of equation, j plus plus. Okay, I will write now sum equal to sum plus minus a of ij into xj. So this is what I am going to do it, and finally my x of I is going to be equal to sum divided by a of I. So this is how I got the x. Okay. Now the mystery remains about this. Okay. That how I am going to get this value. Okay. So that is what is the question. So question is pretty simple. So let's initially I will be 2. Okay. I will be 2 because it's the last row. I will be 2. Okay. So what I am looking after is x2 equal to, so I write the same thing again in front of you, x2 equal to c22 divided by a22. So this is what I am looking after. So this I can get, this I can get, I equal to 1, 0 because there is subtraction. But how I am going to get this? So let's see. So I equal to 2, sum equal to ci. So I is 2. So therefore my sum becomes C2. Okay. Now here j equal to I plus 1, where I is 2. So therefore my j becomes 3. Okay. So therefore j becomes 3. So 2 plus 1, 3. And it goes up to n. Okay. So j3 means what? I am talking about 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it can have the value up to only this. It cannot have 3. Okay, so it is not up to 2. So therefore this won't be true. You could see here. my n will be 2, n will be 3. So j is never less than 3 is never less than 3. Okay. So j value is 3. Therefore 3 is never less than 3. So this condition violates. This is not true. Okay. And the meaning is that this j loop won't be executed at all. This won't be executed because the condition is falling. J is greater than n. So it's not following this. So this j loop won't be executed. It will go to this line. Now what this line says, x2 is equal to sum. What is sum? Sum is C2. And what is AII? So I is 2. So I get A22. So this is what I am looking after. Okay. So this is what I got it. So if you have understood this, you can type U please. Okay, so that's done. So I just hit save, and then I have the function called as display only now. So that I will write function display text. I can say console.log. So I am going to display the value of x. That is what I have to do. Okay, I just hit save. Now I just reload this. Set a equal to this. Then c equal to this. Now I can use Gauss elimination function, and I can pass a comma c. So I got none. Okay, so I'll just check what is A and what is C. So C is none. Why? Okay, one by one we will go. A equal to this, C is equal to this, then we say pivot A comma C. Okay, so I'll just see A, I'll just see C. So pivoting is done correctly. Okay, then I'll go with upper A comma C. Okay, I'll just use A C. So I got upper triangular correctly. Okay, in upper I am getting none. In upper, so this was the problem. So somehow it did not got saved, and that is why the error was there. C of I. I just reload it. A equal to this, C equal to this, and I can use now Gauss LE A comma C. Yes, so I got the values. So these are the correct values. So in this way, I got the display value of 2.25, 1.124, 125 actually, and then 0.065. So these are the values which I got the here. Okay, so I hope everybody understood this program. So if that is the case, you can type P please if you have understood this program. Okay, so this is how very small simple functions are there. So when you create a functions, you are focusing only on what you are trying to do, so your code logic gets reduced. Okay, and so purely a mechanical work writing a program which anybody could do it. So there is nothing great in writing a program. Okay, so what is important is the logic. So now I suppose I've gone up to 1 hour. So I would like to take a small program on your TDMA matrix. So we can continue if you wish. So just let me know if you want to continue. You can type C. So I'll take a small portion of this. You can type C if you would like to continue. Hey, everyone, come on, please. Just let me know. So I can take much more time, half an hour again, because tomorrow we'll be having 2 lectures. So I don't want to have 2 lectures tomorrow. I can please give your opinion first. You can type continue for C or no, whatever it may be. So that means I have to continue 2 hours tomorrow. Because again your in same is of second sem is likely going to happen very quickly. Gauss serial and Jacobi iteration. 2 methods are extendable. Yeah, fine. So I leave up to you. So tomorrow we'll be having 2 hours. Thank you. You can start living. Just a moment.